Hello YouTube, this is Tutoring Potential, and today we're looking at Geometry Semester Review for Palm Beach County, Florida. This is part 3, and today we are starting with number 23, which asks, complete the conclusion for the information below. If there is no conclusion, write no conclusion. If a student is late for class, then they serve detention. Alex was chewing gum in class. Well, the premise, the hypothesis doesn't match. So for this one, there's no conclusion. Meaning we cannot say that Alex serves detention, because the only thing in this world, the only thing that gives you that you can get detention for is being late for class, right? No other. There are no other stated acts that warrant detention. Complete the conclusion for the information below. If a polygon has 3 congruent sides, then it is a regular triangle. Triangle A has congruent sides. This one is a little ambiguous. If this were on a test, I would say that triangle ABC is a regular triangle. However, to be a regular triangle, as it states, you need 3 congruent sides. Triangle ABC has congruent sides. Well, the reason it's ambiguous is because you could have 2 congruent sides. Only 2. In which case it would not be a regular triangle. Right? If you have a 60-60 equilateral triangle, now you have 3 congruent sides. So I take this to mean all sides are congruent, but geometry is very specific that way. The language is very specific. So if they're going to test you to that detail, they should at least be specific enough. So, I can't say with 100%. Again, on a multiple choice test, you just give your best answer, and you don't take any more time than you need to on any one question. Number 25, write a biconditional statement for the given true conditional statement. Biconditional statement is if and only if. If 2 angles have the same measures, then they are congruent. 2 angles have the same measures. Actually, what I wrote is 2 angles have the same measures if and only if they are congruent. That'll work. You could also say 2 angles are congruent if and only if they have the same measures. Because it's a definition, the hypothesis is effectively equal to the conclusion. Write the 2 conditional statements that form the biconditional below. So now we're parsing out the 2 conditional statements from the definition. A polygon is a regular pentagon if and only if it has 5 congruent sides. If a polygon is a regular pentagon, then it has 5 congruent sides. That's one. The other is, if a polygon has 5 congruent sides, then it is a regular pentagon. It's sort of like the converse. It is the converse. The converse is true. Okay. What is the value for x? Find the measure of each angle. Well, okay. I've worked this one out, but I'll double check it as we do it. What happens here is we have vertical angles. So this angle is equal to that angle. So 8x minus 9 is equal to 7x minus 7. Subtract 7x from both sides. X minus 9 equals 7. Add the 9. X equals 16. Now the angles are equal. So what I do is I put 16 in for into x for either of these two, but not both. What I mean is I don't try and combine them. So if I do this angle, 7 times 16 plus 7, 112 plus 7, or 119. Or, to check, you could do the other, 8 times what do I get, 16? Is also 119. Again, not to scale, right? Because these are acute angles. It'd be more like, it'd be closer if it were these. Not to scale is just another way to trick you. Well, it means that what I can't do, I don't think you're allowed a protractor. What it means is I can't start measuring angles and answering questions that way. Okay, the questions state other numbers, but it looks like for 28 and 29, we're going to use this diagram. All right. Now, these appear to be parallel. We can't assume they're parallel, but even if they're not, alternate exterior, alternate interior, same side interior, and corresponding interior angles are still the same, meaning they'll be in the same places. If these lines are parallel, then certain of those pairs will, in addition, will be equal to each other. So for this, alternate exterior angles are 1 and 5. That's one pair. 2 and 6. Alternate interior. What happens? This H is transversal. So they're on different sides of the transversal. Interior means they're between these two, in this case, parallel lines. So the alternate interior are 8 and 4 and 3 and 7. Same side interior angles. 8 and 7 is one pair. 3 and 4 is the other pair. Corresponding will be, there'll be 4 pairs. And what I like to do is, I like to think of these as quadrants. So this is upper right. 2 and 4 are corresponding. 3 and 5 are corresponding. 1 and 7 are corresponding. 8 and 6 are corresponding. And I've listed those too. I want you to be able to see the figure, which are congruent and which are supplementary. Your alternate exterior angles will be congruent. Your alternate interior angles will be congruent. Your corresponding angles will be congruent. Your same side interior angles, 8 and 7, or 3 and 4, either of those pairs are supplementary. So angle 8 plus angle 7 equals 180. Angle 3 plus angle 4 equals 180. And then, right, here's one corresponding, say 2 and 4, 2 equals 4. Basically, if I know one of these, if I assume these are parallel, if they are parallel, if I know one of these, I can find the other 7, because the vertical angles are also equal, and the linear pairs are supplementary. So if we know one, we know all of them. Assume if we know these two are parallel. Technically, in this question, we don't know that. All right, I think, make sure I've got that whole page. In case, okay. Let's go on. The diagram of an airport runway intersection show 2 parallel runways. These two. This crosses both runways. So you have 2 parallel lines and a transversal. How are 6 and 2 related? Here's 6. Here's 2. They're both what I like to call bottom right. So they're corresponding, and they're equal. 6 and 3. Here's 3. They're alternate interior. They're between the parallel lines, and they're on opposite sides of the transversal. They're alternate interior. They're also equal. If measure 8 equals 112, what is the sum of 1 and 4? Well, then if this is 1 and 12, then 4. If 8 is 112, then 4 is 112, because corresponding angles are equal. If 4 is 112, then 1 is 112. because vertical angles are equal, or I could say alternate exterior angles are equal. So that sum will be 112 plus 112, 224. What is the value of x that makes a line parallel to B? Because these are alternate interior angles, if I can prove that this angle equals this angle, then I can prove that these are parallel. So what I'll do is I'll set x plus 12 equal to 3x minus 6. I will subtract x from both sides. This is my 2x. I will add 6, 18. X equals 9. And that's what it asks. It asks the value of x. If I want the angle, it's 21. Okay. If I want to find angle A, if these are parallel, and this is 40, my vertical angles are equal, and this is 40. Now these three angles, this 40, this 62, and this one, sum to 180. Take 180 minus 40 minus 62 equals 78. So, because these are vertical angles, A also equals 78. Because 40 plus 62 plus x equals 180. Find x, y, and z. Let's see how we're doing. Alright. First I'll find x. 64 and 45 is 109. 180 minus 109, 71. X is 71. 64 plus z equals 180. It's supposed to be 4. Z equals, well, these are linear pair. So 64 and 116 is 180. So Z is 116. Basically, a linear pair is supplementary, and the three angles in a triangle are supplementary. So 116 plus 18, I'll add those. It's 134. 180 minus 134. It's 46. Okay. Y is 46. Z is 116. X is 71. Oh, ran off the page there. We're just dealing with three angles of a triangle adding up to 180, or a supplementary pair. A linear pair, I should say, being supplementary. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop for this section. We'll start again with number 35. Thanks for watching. Please comment, ask questions in the comment section. Thanks again for watching.